Hey everyone, we're looking at the Dow in Market Analyst. We have done it here. You could see some divergence coming in here, right? Really quick. It should show off the action from the main move. And this is getting concerning, as you can see. Although you see moves higher, you're not seeing that reciprocated here on the oscillator. So that's important there. We are seeing an attempt back to the 18,000, but we've talked about this, and we had our target at 18,250 to 240. It's hit that, and now we're seeing this back at the 18,000, where we know that we should start to see some resistance. We also called in for a change in trend. I said that tomorrow could be a potential change in trend. And let me just quickly go over this with the PowerPoint. That's what we're seeing. These boxes here, they're PowerPoint. They're based upon Gann work based from Don Hall, who believed that this is what Gann was doing geometrical angles and based upon certain proportions. And you know, it has a lot of power, in my opinion, and shouldn't be ignored. What I also have here is these dash lines, or a Fibonacci fan, really drawn from the main low to the major second high here, and you could see how prices held the dot here. The blue one is the 50% retracement level here, and here is the 61% retracement. You could see prices really holding that action, both ranges. So this is very, very important. I think when you look at this, that it's holding that. As long as it does, it's still in an uptrend. We start to see that break. That's where you really start to see a top in the overall market, which I think could be coming. Traders need to be mindful that this may be a top based upon some momentum being lost and where we are. And what's interesting too is, as I talked about these angles, that when they get out of the box, they could be of a change in trend. When they're in the middle of the box, they could have a change in trend. And when they get to the end of the box, they could have a change in trend. Here's a perfect example. End of the box, you see the change in trend. Very close to the mid of the box, you start to see the change in trend. You know, this is what happens here. Another one, very, very close. You start to see that. It almost is at the beginning, shoots a little bit, but goes to the average, to the trend line. See, this sometimes people don't understand that sometimes things will shift slightly, but what they're doing is it could be aligning with a different kind of indicator. But anyway, what we're seeing here is prices holding the 50-day moving average, still trying to make a test at the 18,000. Watch for the strength over. It looks like it's trying to cross, but it needs to have some big momentum as it pulls back. Has to be very strong, and a new break to that 250, past that range, 18,250. Otherwise, we'll start to, if it starts to hesitate and break through that 17,800 to 17,700, I think we start to see a big decline coming down easy into the 16,000 or maybe even much lower. Keep that in mind. By the way, I spoke with those at Market Analyst, and they were willing to give us, our members that had an interest. You know, we were potentially going to do a webinar. Those that have an interest in possibly going and being in that webinar, email me at gannfan@gmail.com. It's GANNFANN @gmail.com. And what I will do is put your name on a list, and when we are ready to do the webinar, we will allow you to use the Market Analyst for 30 days. They were gracious enough to extend us and let our members use it for 30 days, which I think is phenomenal. It's an excellent program, and it has a lot of features to make you profitable. So keep that in mind. Let me know if you have an interest. Anyway, this is really doing well, but starting to look like it could get a little bit tired here. Keep in mind, I have a change in trend for tomorrow. It's coming out of the box, so we may start to see the move to the downside. Watch for confirmation. Have a great day.